Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Hopefully, I can stream for a while. We just had some severe thunderstorms kicking through. Grab some, let's grab our beverage and get to this. Just. All right. So, what I'm working on now is making sure that this is ticking slowly. So world calendar elapsed seconds. I'm getting the now seconds, and then I'm getting from the last trigger is the now seconds, and if that is less than then you're gonna keep returning. I hate when I get lazy and I do stuff like that. That just works in my mind so much better. Separate those out because I may add to it. Let me break these. See, I wish I could limit this interaction here. I have one. It's like tick 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 tick. It's so erratic. I think I'm gonna have to give up on this. Erratic in the morning for the current the moment for the current form. We'll need to just to the VS team to include Delta T, Delta time. Hey yo, Dur, how's it going? Man, we had some crazy storms here. I'm sitting here, right? And I look outside because like work gets busy because my work's about like an hour away, so we had like tornadoes and crap there, appliances down, you know the whole working in IT panic kind of stuff. And then we were taking care of it, and I'm looking out and I'm like, oh, it's getting dark outside. And then it starts like raining like sheets of rain, and I realized that I still had the pool plugged in, but it was like through an extension cord, so I like sprint outside in the rain, and oh god, it was not fun. Shut everything off in the breaker box out there. Gotta get it fixed. All right, let's rebuild. Yeah, we'll just rebuild. I had mapped out a bunch of stuff. I think I know exactly how everything's going to play. So there we go. I can't slow down the ticker. That one's a failure. Let's see. Nap flint into tablets. All right. So let me pull up Notepad. There we go. I also have to look into spell projectiles. I have like a list of things. Sounds interesting, at least. Glad everything's okay. Yeah, it was fine. It was, and it was funny because like when I was done with everything, because it was like literally like sheets of water coming down. It was crazy. Trees were like doing this. Oh, it was crazy. IT and weather is a funny conversation. Power is out. All the machines. Yeah, tornado picked up the nearest power line, sent it through a house. Yeah. Yeah, or it's like, oh yeah, someone was driving and like a car hit a phone pole. That's a big one too. All right. I guess I can get rid of that. Let's take a look at here. We got a couple of you guys here. I'm gonna go through. You know what? I'll wait a little bit because I that's what I do. Like, there's a couple people here. I'll go through things, and then, you know, maybe 10-15 minutes later we get a bunch of other people coming in. So I'll wait this time. We will work on getting a list of stuff for the tablets. I think I know how I'm going to do the tablets. So for this, it's going to be flint tablets. Yeah, Spetsy, April showers bring down powers. That's something that I've heard. Okay, so for flint tablets, right, I will, I'll give you both rift anchors. I'll give you the new and improved magic chalk. Wait till you guys see what I figured out. Rustic compound. Put it right there. And let me see what else I had on my other notes here. So magic chalk, rusted compound, and the resonator. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. The resonator and... Now I have a decision to make here. What is the fate of Eldrathium with all these changes? Should Eldrathium be a tier 2 unlock? Means that basically the resonator can't be made from Eldrathium with the new way you go through the mod. But you need a resonator kind of early on. I don't know. One year we spent like half the summer with no power. It was not amazing. Jesus Christ. But I have to like rebuild it all from scratch. And there's this new project that came up. I did a walkthrough of it today. The building's like a beautiful building. Like you walk in and it's like, wow, like the walls and ceilings, like HVAC systems, awesome. Like in every room, like they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna be. They're like doing a revamp, but I'm looking. I'm like, you guys don't need it, but if you're gonna spend the money, all right, we'll get new networking equipment and stuff in. But usually I'm used to like the old dirty buildings, and you see like 66 blocks everywhere. No one knows what anything is or where anything is. And this one, it's like I'm looking. I'm like, there are 66 blocks? It's like, nope. I'm like, oh crap, they're all SIP. All right. Sweet. Really wish I could throttle this down. I really, really wish I could. All right, let's get a couple pieces of flint. So what I'm going to do is in flint, I'm going to have you create a tablet, right? And it's just going to be like a regular kind of just blank tablet. And that blank tablet is going to have its own napping system that I can control. That way you are not napping. Damn, it's like bright and sunny out now. Crazy. It's going to be my way of like separating things out. So like as a non-mage, you could create just a regular tablet. But yeah, that's what you're going to start off with. And I think you'll be able to make these 5 tablets, right? So you'll have your Rift Anchor, the Rustic Compound, Magic Chalk, and the Resonator. I think the Resonator, it can't be an Eldrathium Resonator anymore. Wow, if I could spell Resonator. I mean, it looks cool, right? I like the look of the Eldrathium. Just feel like... it's not really... Maybe I should have it be like the wand. Maybe you hold an item and then you like meditate to imbue your mana into it. Let's take a look at just like regular items. So it can't be a stick and it can't be bone, because those are reserved for wands. So what else are we left with? One rusty gear. I can make the resonator look like a rusty textured mace. Perfect! I don't know, maybe it should be one gear. Like, is it unheard of to require you to use a single rusty gear for something? Like, and it's going to be pretty early, right? So, you know, you'll unlock magic, get your wand, create your foundry, you know, nap things out right in the tab. From there, you would do your magic chalk, right, to be able to make this bad boy, the obelisk. And then you will need the resonator to go from the... Oh, you know what? It could still be Eldrathium. I don't have to have this here. Let's cut that out. Flint tablets, and I'll say enchanted stone. Do this. Yeah, something like that. I mean, if a single gear is not a huge ask IMO, anything can theoretically drop one, and you've probably been exploring a bit. Yeah, thank you for that, because I gotta keep myself honest sometimes. I could do this, though, because I was thinking, how do I get you the resonator really, really early? Like, you need the resonator to connect this to the... Oh, shit, yeah. You need the resonator to do that. So I think the resonator shouldn't be Eldrathium. Not Eldrathium anymore. Requires one rusty gear plus stuff. Think back to all the times you found a ruin for just ground stored gear day one. Yeah. All right. I don't think that's gonna be that bad if it's like just one gear and you're good to go. You've done a lot of things already, you know, up to that point. Could it be? I wonder if it should be. Let's take a look at the guidebook. I gotta refresh myself with the current state of rituals, because I have the destruction ritual, right? So I could turn a rusty gear into 4 primordial fragments. I think the resonator cannot be an Eldrathium one. That's what I'm thinking. Let me look at the name, the localized name, or the registry name for the resonator. Fuck! I have Dash Eldrathium. Vice, you lazy bastard! Damn you, Vice! Come on, bro. Oh, I have another chicken and egg scenario here. Or Trader Day 1 for that matter, yeah. Alright, so what is the... I gotta really think about this. What is the fate of Eldrathium? Is that going to be locked to a tier 2 or tier 3 specific thing? Not sure. Not sure. So I gave it a little time. I'm actually going to go over the changes here, just to run them by everyone. So this is the thought. Here, let me pull up my phone. So I'm gonna move this right here. So the way it's gonna work is you're gonna unlock magic, and then the first thing you're gonna be able to do with your mana. Let me replenish my mana here. And let me get stick or bone. I'll just do bone. Been using a lot of sticks, right? So basically, I got the system, the system together to where I can allow you to meditate and hold specific items to imbue them with your mana to create new items. So if you go into meditation, there we go, and we'll pop in, right? And you're meditating. If you hold a single bone, you'll see it actually says the held object reacts to your mana. The mana interaction is stopped, right? So you can hold it. You will have the particles there, and all you have to do is just hold it. See, now it just converted it. The held object has been transformed into something new. It stops your meditation, but bam, I got the bone wand. Right? I got the particles working for the bone wand. Good to go. Did that actually trigger? I gotta fix that. Yeah. I gotta fix that still. Right? But this is how you make it. Right? So you'll have your wand, and it's pretty easy. You can get it like right away, you know, as soon as you unlock magic. Just a single stick or a single bone and you got your wand. Now what you'll do, here, let me pull up the other wands. Equipment. There we go. Yeah, this is the specific one. I just want to see if this one works too. You'll notice I'm trying out the crosshair thing. Okay, so that one works. I think it's something specific with the bone stuff that I gotta look at. Here, let me get another bone one here, or you know, let's get a stick. Meditate. And in order for this to work, you need to have full mana, right? So you'll have to meditate to get your mana to full. Here we go. I just want to see if I need to add this to the list. All right, it's reacting, got all my particles. I still need like an explosion of particles. All right, let's see. Interesting. I'm sending the packet wrong. That's why it's not working. All right, let me add that to the list here. Let me put that as number 1. Look into why meditation insight or meditation crafting. You know what? Why am I writing a note? I can literally just go in there now. I know what needs to be done. Instead of creating the item like I am, I just need to send it as a packet. That's all I gotta do. Alright, so this is the meditation check. This right here is where it creates the item. Yeah, right here. I'm manipulating the item stack on the client only, and I need to not do that. So what I'm gonna have to do is packetize all of this. I'll do that in a bit. Let's not get too far away, right? So you got your wand. You're gonna clay form the Thaumic Foundry, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna have you do yet. I may make you I could do this one of two ways. Either you could just cast Transmutation on it, and it will transform, right, into the Thaumic Foundry, and that's it. And then it just works. Or I could have it to where you can get Rusty Dust, right? Grab a little bit of Rusty Dust, and do this kind of crafting, right? Where you kind of right-click on it with the Rusty Dust, consumes the Rusty Dust, and it transforms. And then I can apply a certain amount of mana. So maybe this right here would take 10 mana, right? 10 mana plus the Rusty Dust to act as a trigger to convert it. I think I like that way more than just casting Transmutation. You know, just kind of like using Rusty Dust to like activate it, right? But you clay form it, you know, it feels more magic. And then what you'll do is you will have your basic slabs that you can make, right? And it's going to be out of flint slabs. So you'll be able to use flint, create the blank slab, and then you will use the blank slab in napping to then, you know, turn it into one of these things. That way, non-mages will not have access to any of these at all. Right? And then basically it's, yeah, your Rift Anchor, so you can start getting your Rift Blooms better, right? Your Rust Crystals, your Rustic Compound, your Magic Chalk, and the Resonator. We gotta figure out the Resonator. Right? Rickerloper, yo! Back on track, yeah! Now here's the big change, right? So you get the Magic Chalk, and you guys are used to having to nap out your sigils. Not anymore, baby. If you hit the F key, this was a labor of love. It defaults to the regular magic rune, and then you can do, these are your 3 lesser sigils, and then these are all the important ones, right? So if you want to do the Sigil of Creation, you could click it, bam, you could put it right down. From there, you can see where everything is. It's all tied into just the Magic Chalk tool, right? So in order to, you know, I'd have to like go back to Magic Runes, and I could start placing things. I changed the way Magic Runes are placed to hopefully be a little better, because there are a couple people that were saying like they were doing it too fast, or it doesn't always like read it. Hopefully it does now. But, you know, this is a huge thing. And you get to pick any of the runes. That also means that I may end up making these not researchable. I'm not sure about that, because it's kind of, you know, it's kind of cheap now, right? Like, there's little to no effort. You gotta get each one and put them down, right? That one. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. So what is this? Oh, I'm going over the new gameplay loop. It definitely had the doing it too fast problem a time or two. Yeah, hopefully I fix that. A stream while I'm home. Hey, Asterbrook. Can't you make it so that the Magic Chalk acts like the sigil napping before? Nope. I'm moving away from that. This I think is better than a whole napping system. I mean, look at this. I mean, basically you are drawing in your chalk like a thicker version. I think it's better. I mean, don't you think it's better? All in one tool. Like, how does it make sense to like put your chalk down and then use your chalk to, you know, to like create? Then you remember, because like this isn't like a chalk block, right? Like this is Magic Chalk. It's a stick. How are you gonna nap that, right? Like that doesn't make sense to me. Vexus, Vice streaming as I'm off work. Yeah, I'm going over all the new stuff here. Going over all the new stuff. All right, so yeah, right. You get this. First thing you're probably going to want to make is the Sigil of World Essence, because you need to make one of these. And the block that you're going to use, it's not going to be Enchanted Stone. So far, doing all this stuff, you will not need any Enchanted Stone, because I have an idea for it. Right? So you basically use whatever the regular stone block or whatever the thing is that I determine you should use. and then it's going to become looking like enchanted stone, right? So you'll get this, and then you'll get the achievement, right? And then you're gonna make the Arclight Forge, link them together, and at that point, this is the only thing you're gonna have, right? For essence generation, and you'll be able to put stones and stuff in here to start getting enchanted stone, right? So that's like the next. That's like the second half of tier 1. Like, you're at that point, you have your wand, so you're casting spells, you have your Thaumic Foundry, you have the Essence Generator, and then you have the block that connects to the Essence Generator, right? So you're kind of all set. That's micro tier 1 done. Tier 2, or the second half of tier 1, is going to be reliant on enchanted stone. And I think I'm going to get rid of Zeganite, or at least push it further down into the mod. Because the idea here is enchanted stone is going to be the neutral essence stone, not Zeganite. And then from there, you'll end up... Let's see, let me pull out my notes here. Through all this stuff on my phone. Right, so from there, you're going to get the new recipes for napping, because now you have enchanted stone that you could just nap your tablets out of. And that's going to be things like your staff, the Sanctum, the Spellforge, the Oculus, armor, your runic scrolls, right? So you'll get like a whole new batch of things that you can now create in your Thaumic Foundry. And then it would be like what you would think, right? So at this point, you're actually getting spells. So, you know, you'll make a spell forge, you'll make some runic scrolls, you know, you'll do the spell research, you know, you'll come over to your Oculus, you'll throw in the reagents, and bam, right? So both of those things and separate things. The one is like your initial startup, give you a wand, get you used to, you know, kind of feeling like a mage. And then this one is all about, you know, getting up to the point where you can get a staff, get some grimoires, and have some real fun. And then tier 2 is going to be a continuation of stuff, right? That's when you will be able to change the obelisk. You'll be able to do the Ritual of Corruption or the Ritual of World Essence to get either the Celestial Prism or the Devouring Void. Astrolith and Netherite were going to be the new blocks for tier 2, right? So, and you'll have all 3 Essence Ash now, right? So that's going to feel a lot better. I mean, drawing, napping, so it's more involved. Right-click to draw a voxel. No, that... See, this is the thing. I don't want it to be napping. With this new system, it's a consumable item. You know, like, should you have to each time, like, nap out and carry a stack of things, or shouldn't you just put it down as thicker chalk? You know what I mean? Like, Crickerloper, feel free to, like, talk about it on the Discord. If you get other people to convince me, then it's something I'll look at. But as it sits right now, this is the future. This is the system. You have your regular runes. It's easy. It's all on one device. You're not, you know, doing this and like, okay, well, you know, that's an enchanted stone. Let me make a, let's see, I wanna break down, you know, rusty gears into primordial gears. So I need to find the Ritual of Destruction here. Okay, I gotta nap this out. Oh, you know, well, you would nap it out, and I got one, so I can convert 4 items at a time because I'm tier 1. So I probably need to make 3 of them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm adding a lot. Like, I think a big problem with people talking about the pacing of the mod is because of things like that. Like, I'm drawing out the parts of the mod that are not as fun. You know what I mean? Like, who wants to sit there and get stacks of sigils? You know, like, I'm gonna stack up on these, right? Now, these are a commodity. Like, just make that part easier so you can just get right into it. Have it all be part of the same tool. Right? I mean, am I wrong? is it? Is it? Am I wrong? Am I looking at this too close? I'd like to know. I say sigils seem a bit thick for something put down by a stick of chalk. Yeah, it's thick right now. I just did a texture, a different texture, just so it's different. This is probably going to what I will probably do. I still want it to be 3D because I want it to look a certain way. I may end up changing the color of it as well. It's already a little like the fact that it's like white chalk. Like I need to play with it, but I think this system right here is good enough to where like it merits being able to play with it. You know what I mean? I mean drawing napping, so it's more involved. Okay, wait. Sorry, I meant like clay forming, not napping. But I get what you mean. Yeah, well, with clay forming, you have to fire it too, right? And it's a consumable thing. So I thought people would not want to sit there and clay form, you know, because I'm bringing back clay forming. That's how you're going to make all of the magic stations. You'll have to clay form all your magic stations. And then, like I said, I will probably use the... I'll probably use, you know, the conversion here of, do I have any loose stones around? Right, so, you know, just using a little bit of your mana to, like, directly convert it, right? I gotta make it a little more grandiose than, you know, just the particles, but I kind of like that idea with, like, the Rusty Dust. Right, and then you imbue your mana into it. So what I'm doing is I'm taking away all of the enchanted stone, right, that you kind of throw. You don't even throw that much enchanted stone into it, right? But I'm taking that away. I'm taking away, like, the obsidian, the temporal gears, you know, everything you need to, like, get this thing. You know, like, now it's going to cost you a decent amount of mana for the level that you should be at, plus the time it took to clay form and shape it, put it in the world, right? So... that. That again, I like. Clay forming is fine if it's not consumable, but I would cry if it had to be firing sigils of destruction and creation constantly. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, these things are... And there's a reason why I had the Eldrathium versions, because, you know, the other versions are consumable. And I realized, like, I'm already having you burn mana torches, right? So... I thought this way would be better. Like, treat it like a something that, you know, it takes... Right now, it just takes one durability, right, to put these down. You know, bam. Now I could do the Ritual of Warding, you know, if I have all the other prereqs. Oop. I thought that way would be better. Let's see. Wait, you can't make your own crafting minigame? I said napping and clay forming as sort of guides. I didn't say make it the same. I meant that you draw the sigils like you were clay forming, but you don't have to fire it or anything. You just draw it out. Do you know how much effort that would take to make for a kind of secondary casting system? Frickerloper, man, that's gonna take some serious R&D. This isn't like, you know, this isn't just converting one item to another, right, through a certain way. This is like having to take apart that system like that, and then the, you know, recipe registry and everything else to come up with just, you know, because something like that, I would look at it and be like, oh, it's clay forming with a different texture. You know what I mean? That's just what I would think. Like, it seems like a lot of effort for something that I made that feels good. Right? That just does this. Am I wrong? Anyone else want to chime in on this? Yeah. Vice, I have no idea how modding works in this game. I'm just saying ideas. Yeah, man, that's a huge ask. That's a huge system. That's like a that would be definitely a huge system, because you would have to take the clay forming. It's more than, like, it's not something that you would just hook up into. Like, I would have to create the specialty block entity. I'd have to micromanage my version of the clay, right? That you would have to keep track of, because and then a per voxel experience within a block space, and then the layering aspect of it as well, if it's going to have more than just one layer, and then keep all that together, all for a ritual sigil, right? Like that, you know what I mean? So that's just too much, man. That's because, if anything, like, someone had, and it may have been you, someone had brought up, like, having like a kind of clay forming that used mana. It's a cool idea, but how the heck are you gonna do that? That's not gonna take you like weeks to figure out. And then if something breaks and you barely know how to figure it out because you had to make like a whole secondary mod, that's gonna suck. Once you give things to people, it's really hard to take it away from them. I really can't speak how much an issue napping sigils for others was, because it didn't bother me at all. And though Eldrathium sigils were interesting an interesting resource sink, but I do know that a lot of people hate napping constantly. Yeah, like, napping's one of the things that you like do in the beginning of the game a lot, because nothing else is really opened up for you, right? Like, you're sitting there at night anyways, and you have clay, and then you have stones, and you're making your primitive tools. I don't think people like the idea of continuously napping throughout the game. Like, I think it would start to bore me a little bit, where it's like, oh well, another napping system. The anvils, like, hammering things out in an anvil, that feels a little different than napping, right? That's multi-layers, you kind of have to think a little bit, right? It feels like you're shaping it. I don't know. Just napping. The main pro for it is that you would be immune to core changes in the vanilla methods. Aside from that, it's a lot of work if you're not worried about base game breaking your system. Oh, trust me, base game would find a way to break it, right? All base game has to do is say, you know what, we're going to parse JSON out this way in this particular method that we use internally to parse out JSON stuff. Bam. Your shit's broken. Doesn't matter how much of your own custom code you write, you still rely on core methods as your backbone to, like, import that data to be able to manipulate. Right? So you would not be immune to it. 100%. Most of the time, yeah. But again, this game, it seems like most of the time, unless you do anything with the mounting system, it's pretty solid. Right? Like, napping's not going to really change. It does what it does. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to replicate it. I don't want to create, like, dummy inventory slots in a specialty kind of chiseled block entity and block, and then deal with, any kind of weird client server desyncs that would happen that I would have to then troubleshoot, or something that literally makes this, that you consume once and it's gone. Right? Again, if people like the idea, get other people behind it. Because it's going to take a lot of damn work. Some people better be sending me chicken nuggets in the mail. give me a bag of cheddar and sour cream Lay's chips. Maybe I'll do it. Of course, the ads chose to steal me as he reads what I said. You don't like to be in constant caveman stage, Vice? No, I don't. I like to have toilets that flush. I like to, I want to play with magic, not a napping simulator. That's just me. Yeah, napping and clay forming is a pretty controversial topic in the community, from what I can tell. They very much love it or hate it systems. Yeah, it's true. Like, for me, I like clay forming a lot more than napping, but I like clay forming to a degree. If I had to do more clay forming than just making like the pots and stuff, right, and the couple bowls, I think I would hate it. I think I would definitely hate it. You know, because like in the mod right now, the only things I'm gonna have you clay form are the core blocks, right? For like all of your magic stations. They will have just their core blocks. You'll shape them out of clay, and then that's it, right? You're not gonna be making like consumable things out of clay or anything. You make it once or twice or 3 times, right? You can make a whole row of these, fire it, and then you're good to go. But making something that's like consumable, like I think with napping, it probably didn't bother as many people. But I mean, these are pretty much consumable items. Every time you want to do a ritual, you're burning that up. So it's nice that it was napping, because napping has just the 1 layer, 10 by 10 voxels, right? It's not going to take you too long. But you know, I think more people will want to use the ritual system with a setup like this. And come on, guys, aren't you impressed? Look at this. Look at this. All in one. All in one. Bam, right? Like, oh yeah, I want to do ritual of pyrolysis. Bam, there it is. There are my blocks. Cool. Let me just change quickly, right? Bam, bam, bam. You know what I mean? Like, come on. This is like rapid pace stuff here. Be impressed, damn it. This took me 3 hours last night. 2 or 3 hours. Be impressed. I'm gonna take your chips instead. Excuse me, I wanted black chalk. Excuse me, Vice. Hey, Verlia, did you see the change to the casting here? So you got like fireball and stuff. If you hold sneak and scroll, you can actually choose between your spells now. I don't know when last time you were on was, but yeah, you can dynamically like change it without going into anything. Yeah, this is pretty slick. The whole like I'm getting rid of, as much as I can, I'm getting rid of all the grid recipes. So you'll be able to get like these tablets out, right? And you'll be able to place a tablet in. So this one creates Arcanus, and you'll be able to just like throw things directly into it. Oop. All right, that's pretty damn cool. Wakacho, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate it. Nice. Welcome on in. You probably got some ads, didn't you? Yeah, I remember when you made it to where you could see, you could toss stuff in. It's really cool to see. Love how it works. It's even cooler too, because I made the slot here, so right now you could just put a mage candle in, but I created a whole system that you can put a tag. You could put a tag on any block, I think, or item. I think it should work with items too. But it's basically an upgrade slot. So eventually it doesn't have to be, right? I also put it on torches. And these have a stored charge. What you're going to be able to do is, well, each tablet's going to have its own amount of charge that it's going to take as like a cost to create it. But oh, I also did something else here too. So if I get a bunch of rust crystals here, let me get a bunch of shifting fibers. Let me also get oh, there we go. All this stuff, right? I'm going to throw all this stuff down. All this stuff down. And now, it just mass produced all the Arcanus there. If I respect the space, right? See? Another Arcanus, another. You can mass produce things again. Look at that. You love it. Be impressed. So this is my attempt to like, you know, have you be able to like mass produce things, right? Really bring the crucible part of it in. Be able to just kind of see everything. Love it. It's kind of like a cauldron. It kind of is. I was really close to making a cauldron. The only reason why I didn't make a cauldron was because I don't want people to think that I'm suddenly making like an alchemy mod. Like I'll save my cauldron ideas for the alchemy mod I would like to eventually put out into the world. You can mass produce things better than you could before. It's great. Yeah, love it. Before it occasionally spit everything outside of it. Yep. Not anymore. I removed those restrictions. So, yeah. Hooray! I was just about to say, you make a cauldron, it's gonna be like, oh, making potions now? Yeah, I didn't know Vice was making, bringing alchemy into the magic mod. That seems like a pretty steep thing, but I can't wait to chug those potions. Wakacho! Eventual alchemy mod? I'll show you something here. Hold on. Let me show you. Let me show you, something. Let's see... It's not this one. That's my rewrite guide for ViesCraft machines. There we go. Rustbound Alchemy. Right? I got a lot of stuff mapped out. Damn it. What it's gonna look like brewing the potions, what the gameplay loops are gonna be, what the actual experience is for like the expertise, how you get better at alchemy, appraisal, being able to like sample ingredients to, it's gonna be like the Elder Scrolls where like you can eat one of the items and then figure out one of the effects and you gotta research the others. Bottles, solvents. I got a bunch of stuff. The different types of potions you can make, other gameplay loops. Yeah. Different types of potions. I got stuff mapped out here, so yes. I think with the alchemy mod, I would I would do it something different with the experience, because it wouldn't be necessarily only your experience. I want you to have like a research manual, like a research guide that you kind of fill up with like different potions that you could make that you've discovered. And then that could be something that like someone else could also use, right? To be able to, you know, put on their research table, to be able to at some degree try and replicate the stuff. But obviously if you're better and more experienced, I got all this stuff. I got all this stuff here. All right, time to spread disinformation. Vice is making an alchemy mod. Freaking alchemy mod. Gonna be out before I get out this point. How close are you with it, Vexus? How close are you to a release? And do you potentially need help with it? Right now we got the 10.21 lull. That's why I'm doing a big rewrite. But yeah, alchemy mod. We got to get the magic mod squared away here. I think with the new way I'm gonna have like things unlock and everything, it feels on paper, like thinking about how you would go through things, it feels very Thaumcraft, which I am super happy about. Removing a lot of that repetitive kind of, you know, like, oh, you know, Arcanus tiers 1, 2, and 3, right? Oh, Essence Ash tiers 1, 2, and 3. You know, like getting rid of all that kind of crap. Spells actually, you know, being able to just like toggle easily. I still have to put in all the spell changes because tier 1 grimoires, they're basically general. I brought in the general spell school. I did it. And then tier 2 is when you could specialize. And it's honestly, it feels a little bit kind of like MMO tool, like a toolkit, like a class, right? So if you're evocation, you're gonna have a certain like play style that you're gonna like. But integration with RM, when I hear the mod maker doesn't like integrations. Yeah, you know, as handsome as that creator is, I hear he really doesn't like troubleshooting other people's mods. That's what I heard. Take it as you will. Integration with CON. I want CO to burn into the ground. Fucking hate CO. No. Never. Never with CO. Never. I'd rather shove bamboo up my fingernails. No. At least that pain will go away. The scars on my soul will just be there forever. Hate Seal. Get me all fired up here. I'm pretty cool. Sending you another work in progress. I'm trying to make a couple more of the Wyverns have their own features. Oh, cool. That sounds awesome. I had worked on it a bit yesterday, ran out of time. I was going to send you a message yesterday, be like, hey, are you around? What's going on? I was going to. Yeah, CO's Combat Overhaul. And you know, the thing is, like, I think the mod itself, like, from a technical aspect, it's cool. Like, it does some cool stuff. I think our community's small, though. Like, I think it's one of the worst mods, because it's dividing up an already small community, right? Because now you have two versions of our community, right? Now you have the version that needs to be specifically tailored to work with CO, that rips out guts, core features of the game. Just rips them right out. And then you have everyone else who just wants to use vanilla and have it work with vanilla. So that's why I'm not happy. Again, I look at it from like the technical aspect of it, and like, you know, the neat approach for like the armor and stuff. Great, that's great. But I had to redo a lot of my stuff. I had to redo a lot of my stuff, so I'm very bitter about Combat Overhaul. I had a whole week of streams where instead of making things for like the Magic mod, I was literally redesigning my armor system, the attribute system, the soulbound system. It was horrifically bad. It was like creating something that you felt good about, and then having someone come over and just like picking up your vase and smashing it after it spent after it took you like months to do it. It's like, oh great, I can't do anything else because, you know, there's a Combat Overhaul. Oh, more crashes? All I'm doing is adding a goddamn Rust Mage class. Like, why are people putting in static patches assuming that it's only going to be their mod and Rustbound Magic? You know what I mean? Or their mod and Combat Overhaul. Rustbound Magic could never, ever add a class. Like, I hated it. Nicholas, hey! I will say, sadly, Vanilla Combat just doesn't deliver. Hopefully that will change soon. I agree with you. I think Vanilla Combat really needs to be looked at. It was the start of something more complex, but honestly, I feel like Minecraft is better, and it's simpler. You know, at least Minecraft, there's a clear delineation, and there's not like two sets of armor that are the only armors that you really need to like use in the game. Everything else just sucks too bad. But yeah, it definitely does need to be retooled, but you shouldn't burn that house down just because you don't like how the kitchen looks. You know what I mean? Like, that's my issue with it. While Vanilla Combat isn't great, I feel like CO just makes it flashy without adding anything to actually fix it. Yeah, maybe. I've never used CO. Like, I've never actually took a long, hard look at it. What kind of holidays do we have coming up next, right? It's 4th of July. I'm not going to do anything for that one. First one's October, right? Thinking of more holiday hats. I want to add more holiday hats, too. Go to equipment. Yeah, because I have two jack-o'-lantern hats. I want to put like an axe in the head and things like that. I got to put that on my list of things to do. I don't know why I just thought of that, but I'm going to add it to the list. Make more holiday. There. Maybe I'll put some magic decorations in. I'll get really good at shaders, and I'll be able to put a shader in for for like a backdrop, like you radiate an aura or something. Who knows? A pumpkin above your head. Vanilla enemies are very one-dimensional difficulty-wise. Yeah, Spetsy, they all have pretty much attack power at tier 2. So, except for, last I checked, the hyena was actually set for tier 0. Funny enough as it is. But wolves and everything, like their attack, tier 2. And I mean, let's be fair, right? You have wolves that chase you down. They run at you into melee. And then you have the classic drifter, right? Now at least we have the shiver, which also does those two things. The drifter's slower, but they walk towards you to melee you. Or the drifter throws a rock, or you know what I mean? We either have something that throws a projectile that you can kind of avoid, right? Like the drifter. One that you cannot avoid, that's a sharpshooter, which is the Bowtorn, right? And then you got like the locust and the bell. We don't have a lot of variation with creatures, right? Like there's no. I feel like Minecraft was pretty good at, you know, it's like, sure, you got a skeleton, but you knew that was a ranged archer, and just like the speed of the bow, right? It's like if you were far enough away, you could avoid it. It wasn't too bad. If you were close, like, and that thing fired off, like you're done, right? You know you're getting hit. You know, the creeper that just kind of blew up, you know, the zombies where, yeah, sure, they run at you with melee, but you turn around and then look back, and now there's like 2 or 3 of them, right? They could break down doors, you know? Like, I feel like that's better, right? The spiders climbing up walls, the combo of some of the stuff, you know, like I feel like the Endermen, right? Like, if you look at them, they just freak the fuck out and teleport around, kind of doing their own thing. Maybe we'll get there. Maybe we'll get there. I think probably stuff has to maybe change with the AI tasks to kind of iron out the gunk that I've seen in it. But hopefully we'll get there. We'll have a nice little magic mod when it is. Imagine you would figured I'd ask. Oh wait, I'm curious if when you do make the alchemy mod, are you gonna make a patch that if you have both rust and alchemy, that alchemy can use things from rust? Yep, I would probably figure it out to do that. So yes, indubitably. Idea bubbles happens all the time. I'll send you a Halloween kitty. Oh, we get the pets. I gotta add more supporter pets. So this time around, when I get this all ironed out, which honestly, it's all coming together, right? Like maybe a couple more nights of like just me dedicated, you know, focus doing things. I will probably be able to push out the first alpha build for this rewrite. And throw that in the Discord, the supporters chat for Discord, for people to try it out. The new, you know, the new staves, the new way of doing things. I gotta put in a new supporter pet for the next batch of people I'll bring in. I gotta come up with something. Sharpshooter. At least they're putting in coral rifts or reefs. You mean coral reefs? Filling out the oceans. Yeah, that's cool. But what valuable resource? What's gonna make me want to go in there, right? And what is this? Quixote? Dang. 5 gifted subs? Thank you. Well, everyone that got a sub, enjoy the icons. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, the reefs. So when you're talking about coral rifts, I'm like, is it a new kind of rift I have to account for? How you doing, Quixote? How's your modding going? I think it's gonna hit like each one. Each person it's gonna come through. I need to get back into it. Yeah, hey, 1.21. It's coming around the corner. All right, so let's start doing things here. So let's fix wand creation. Let's fix making things from meditation insight. That's the first thing we need to do. I need to create a packet, so another little tutorial for everyone. First of all, let me make sure that I do not have a packet that already does this, right? So this is going to be... Ooh. Probably I'm going to want to do something like items, item, stack, equals... It should be your main hand. So let's look for active. Nope. Right hand. Okay, here we go. Right hand item slot. So I'm taking something out there. That's not what I want. Taking something out there as well. So that's unlocking a specific spell. Okay, oh, here we go. Spawn item stack and remove item in hand. So what am I doing here? I'm looking to see if it's a block or not. Oh, I'm setting a soulbound attribute. That's not what I want. It's not what I want. All right, what else you got? Name change item. That's not what I want either. Nor is that. I think we're making a new packet. I think that's what we're going to have to do. Come on, my last chance here. Nope. Fail. Failure! All right. So let's pull up proto contracts, the handler message, and the helpers. First thing, we're going to start with the proto contract. I will put this... I'll put this towards the top, actually. Copy and paste. So it's going to be right under the slot number. I'm going to call this a PC. I'll say item. Or I'll do active hand item stack overwrite. Right? Whoops. Just something like that. So I'm going to need, let's get rid of all of this stuff. I'm going to need something like this. Right in here. Really, I just need the mod ID and the blocker item string. I don't think I need anything else, right? I think I can access everything else from the packet itself. Let me just double check though. Right, because I would recreate the new item, set the stack, mark it as dirty. And I'll do active hand item slot for the name. There we go. Active hand item slot, item stack override. Perfect. All right, so we're going to save that. I'm going to move this over here. Next thing we want to do, get rid of that. Next thing we're going to want to do is add it to the handler. So I like to have things in sequence. So what I'm going to do is find this proto contract in here, right? So it's going to go right underneath. So I'm going to copy this line. We'll paste it in. And I will copy, not the proto contract part, just that part. What is this? Hype chest. I got something. Hey! Mega consume! Nice. Awesome. Alright, let's change this, and this. I'm gonna copy, bring it on down, paste this in, change client to server. There we go. So that's going to be unhappy for now. We're just going to stop the game because it's going to be really mad with what I'm doing here. All right, now we get to go into the messages. Now I can find where this is. We are going to copy this. I'm gonna paste it in. The item hand active slot, we just need to change this, this, and this. All right, so saving that, this should be happy now, and it is. Where's my proto contract? Where's that window? I should be stacking all these. There it is. Bam. Move that over. Choo-choo. Rustbound combat, see alternative when? Never. Never. I'm not touching combat. Never! Mage blades that cast spells on hit, I approve. I do want to do things like that. I want to have it to where you can enchant weapons. Like throw a weapon down and like enchant it, and it's like a blade that like becomes a minion. And the way it attacks is it will like fling itself. I want to do stuff like that. And I will be able to. Alright, so now that we have this packet, I need to actually have it do something. Oh, you know what? Let's do the helpers next. Yeah, so I don't have a helper for this. That's okay. We'll copy this, paste this in, and then we will... hold on one second. Let's copy this. So what I like to do is I have a like a whole helper thing. So basically, I could just call this method, and it will like, you know, do all the checks and everything for me. So I just get to fill in the blanks. I like to be lazy sometimes, and this isn't even that much work, right? So we got that mod ID, block item. I don't need XYZ. There we go. So I can get rid of that. Good to go. Save. So I can pull the helpers out now. Go, move that over here. All right, now what we need to do is pretty much go into here. Right here. I'm going to copy all of this. And I'm going to just put something here to where it errors out, and I know to come back. And we're going to paste this in here. Everywhere it says player in, I want to replace that with the player that sent this packet. Son of a bitch. Is it down here? Here it is. Here it is. Oh, like I just lost it. Great. And you know what? I'm gonna put this. Whoops. Here, I'm gonna put this back in, and I'm just gonna put the error there because I need to send specific information, right? So now in here, I'm just gonna prune out a lot of the stuff. This part right here, mod ID with colon plus, it's not going to be that anymore. Now we need to look at the network message dot mod ID plus. I'm going to just kind of separate it out. So you will just put the mod ID, not with the colon. And then we can do network message dot input string block item, right? So that's going to build whatever the item is. Currently held item, right? So I'm getting the current item in your hand. And then I don't need either of those. I basically just need to do this. I may need to rebroadcast, like send a like a synchronization, like a synchronization from your hotbar. I'm using a level 1 wizard spell in Neverwinter Nights right now. Shelgran's Persistent Blade. Shelgarns, not glands. Shelgarns. Nicholas, it's always so amazing to see how dedicated you are and how you make such amazing complex mods and even live stream the process. Great stuff. Yeah, thanks. Did you see the I have to say the thing I'm most proud of in recent times is my debuff system. I love the debuffs that I have in the game. Confusion is one of my favorite ones. Confusion, Overgrowth, and Weighted. I think those are like my absolute favorite debuffs. I gotta make sure I don't overuse them. But man, they're good. Dirty, they're dirty. Oof. Rough. Smarter, not harder. I love how he said he's working on a potion mod. You shut your dirty mouth. I gotta delete this mod? Is that it, Spetsy? I gotta delete this mod before there's proof. I do want to make an alchemy mod. I think it'd be a lot of fun and engaging. I think this is all I need. So now to use this, right? We're gonna come down to here, and I'm gonna do rn helpers dot. Oh, what did I call this? Active. Here we go. Active hand. Here we go. And I think I need to put world in 3 things, right? So world will be, I'll do layer in dot world. And then the mod ID is going to be RMR references dot mod ID. And then the other part is going to be, all right, so let me do this. String new wand. Right? So I'll set this up as a default. And then I'm going to look at the item in your hand, right? And I'm going to say if it's a stick, then it's going to be this. If it's a bone, it's going to be this. Copy. And then I could put new wand in there. I could delete it there. That should be what I need to do to do this. So that should work now. Let's try it out. He's sending packets again. I have seen it somewhere else streaming. I haven't played it myself yet. Yeah. Wait, what are you talking about? Are you talking about the potion mod? Or are you talking about Neverwinter Nights? All the debuffs. Yeah, Confusion, it swaps your forward and backwards and your left and right. So when you get hit by Confusion, it screws with me so bad. So bad. Weighted's nasty. Basically you lose the ability to jump, but you don't fully lose it. I allow you to jump, that way you feel like you're still trying to move, because it's scarier when you try to jump to get away from something and you can't jump to get up a 1 block space and you're 50% slowed. It's pretty devastating. And then overgrowth, it's a slow, but it's a slow that slows you down more and more as you move. So you'll start to sprint, and then you'll start to, the more you try to escape, the slower you go. So if you're really trying to run away from something, it eventually, roots you in place, and you have to stay still to, reset and regain some of your speed. That one's gonna be scary. If you're, running and panicking, and then you get hit by it, and then you start going down to, a crawl. Oh, man. Withered is a good one too, because I cut your maximum health in half of whatever the max is. And if you don't take damage, right? If by the time the debuff wears off you're at max health, I will put a full heal on you. If you are missing any health and then Withered wears off, you're left with the small amount of health as a penalty for Withered. I got a bunch of things. Like, I have a whole list of debuffs here. Like, I think I got it down here. Yep, all this. Paralysis, blind, confusion, disarm, like all these here are in. I need to come up with a good soul rot. It needs to be a devastating debuffs. A really devastating debuff. And my elemental creatures they're going to be taking a hit in the amount of damage that they do, because each one is going to have the chance to put a status effect on you. So that's gonna be fun. Those debuffs sound awesome. See, potions mod confirmed. Come on, man. Spetsy. Okay, let's try this. So for this new system, you're gonna have to meditate, and then some items will react to your mana. So in order to make your wand, it's going to take 10 mana. You hold your stick. Held object reacts to your mana. And then you're supposed to create something new, and it did not create it. Did I shut down the game and rebuild it after putting the packet stuff? I had to have, right? Yeah, I had to have. All right, so let's figure out why this did not work. I bet I have to rebroadcast. Here, let's sit back down. I'm gonna do a reload after we do this. I had to redo my magic experience system as well, to be able to reward you for doing things like this. Like, you gain a little bit of experience. Right, so that should have done it. Let's do a reload. I want to see if it actually did it or not. Let's go into here. Yep, and that's the right thing. So let's go back into the proto contracts. Yep, that's the only two things. Let's go into, here we go, messages. So we should be in here. Should put something in here where we'll do say if new wand does not equal null, right? Let's put that in first. Do that. And I think what I need to do, we'll do from player dot inventory manager dot broadcast hotbar slots. We'll make sure we trigger that refresh as well. So we'll mark it dirty and then just do a further deep dive. Yeah, because it did not do anything. That is absolutely still a stick. Soul Rod, take away the ability to eat food and health decreases at a faster rate. I might as well just kill you at that point, right, for that again? Might as well just straight up kill you. Yeah, so it's still isn't working. Let me make sure that it's even getting into here. Let's do armor references dot logger. Packet exclamation mark. All right, let's do this again. Yeah, I was thinking about, because so I don't want to decrease your health. I made Lucent Agony and Umbral Agony, and they pretty much do that. So it did send the packet. It did. Well. Now we can, let's move this over. Get it out of my way. So we got into here. Let's look at this. Let's see if we get into here. Why do I have this in here? I don't need that. Ain't nobody got time. Right? Sit back down. Yeah, so Lucent Agony. If you are in light level 14 or above, it slowly drains your hunger first and then your health. It's a poison. You can have that effect stop by going into a dark place of, like, I think it's like 13 or below for a light level. So basically, like, you need to go inside or in a pit or something. Umbral Agony is the opposite. In darkness, you will actually hemorrhage your hunger and your life. And you have to go near a torch or something in a lit area while that debuff is ticking to not take the damage. Right? So I don't want Soul Rot to just damage you. I want it to be like... I want it to be a debuff that doesn't punish you with health loss, right? Oh, did it crack? I don't know if it actually did it. Here, I'll do this. I'll do packet plus, and we'll do new wand dot get held name. No, I'll just do dot code dot path. Right? Just tell me what the path is. Sit down. I gotta pay attention this time. Man, I think I made meditation too good in this build. It did not get in there. It did not. Ooh. So that tells me that this is null that I'm sending in here. Ooh. Well. What have we here? Right, so that's my mod ID. New wand. Oh, shoot! No wonder why. Oh, Vice. You handsome dummy. There we go. Now it should work. That was something I had thought too. I'm like, do I make this two separate things, or should I just have it all be one? Maybe I'm making it too confusing, having it be two separate things. There we go. Bam. Transmutation, if I throw it, it's still a wand. I can cast with it. Oh, it's so good. Boom. Yep. It is indeed a wand. So that's how you do it. Let's double check. I'm going to throw these wands out. Let's throw that one away too. Let's get a bone. Let's make sure that it works with a bone to make the bone version of the wand. Sit down, meditate. I want to use this a little more often. I think this is kind of cool to be able to like craft things, basically like have your mana react with certain objects. Boom, there it is, the bone version of the wand. If I cast transmutation, I have to delete my configs. Transmutation got a casting speed buff. It only takes 2 seconds now. Cast. Boop. Get rid of those. There we go. I think I should change the handle of the bone wand to not be the cloth. Maybe make it like dark. And I gotta change the core here as well. But yay! All right, so that's done. I need to shotgun in a couple other things. Oh, I got like a couple minutes. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do for a couple minutes? Oh man. Ew. Make it more bony. That's what she said. Oh! Sorry, man. You can't tee me up like that. Alright. Yeah, I do. Honestly, this model, I made it in 5 minutes. This is not... I just wanted something that looked like a wand. Like, look at it. It's super duper basic. I think it would be cool to maybe make this look like a stick still. And then for the wand part here, maybe at the bottom it looks like a bone. But then there's not much else that would really be done with it. But you know what I mean? Kind of make it look like it is. But with each one of these though, there's going to be 3 tiers. You got the primitive, the crap. What did I name them? I think I named them just on the fly. Let's see. You got your primitive, the runed, and then the resonant. And I'm calling them proto wands because I may end up expanding the wand system and maybe adding like caps and stuff that you can put on them. I don't know. So I figured I'd get ahead of the wording. Like that. Oh, I think I still have something else too. So I created this other system. Let's get some rusty dust. So I made it to where you can turn these into, I call them flux core rods. I think I could just probably remove that. I don't think I need the flux core rod anymore. That was going to be one of the key components on how you make a wand. I like the new way a lot more. Throw that. All right, so I need to figure out the tablets. Well, you know, I think it looks fairly average. It's a very mediocre look, all right. Very beige. How beige of you. All right, look into why crafting. Let's put that as done. You know what? I'm just gonna get rid of it, right? Just delete it from the list. Look into spell projectiles. I can't do that here. Trigger particle explosion with successfully creating something. And the Thaumic Foundry, that's right. I want to make that look a little more impressive, but that's low-hanging fruit. Allow upgrade slot to change max stored mana. Did I do that already? Let's get here we go. Let's get a mage candle. Nope, I did not do that. Right. Yep, it's still 25. I need transmute. I think I'm going to change transmutation. I think it's going to be now. How does this sound? Turning transmutation, and I may not do this because this may be a lot of work. But instead of having it be like a casting kind of thing, and then you shoot a ball out. What if it acted like a channeling kind of thing, where like as you are channeling the spell, everything you select, it would trigger the transmutation effect, right? So you could just like you'd be doing transmutation on your plants and kind of moving away from like, oh, it's a projectile. You stand and cast it, right? And then bam, it just hit that little area. Channel targeting sounds super convenient, right? Like I'm thinking about that. You haven't figured out the tablets yet? Yes, I have. So what's going to happen is the new flow, you unlock magic, right? And then you create your wand, which you could do right away with a simple old stick and you meditate, right? It takes 10 mana, so it'll take all your mana, but you'll have your wand and you can meditate a little more. The way it works out, it's going to work out well because you're going to, you'll kind of get used to the temporal stability to regain mana right away. And then you'll clay form this, cast transmutation, or use a rusty dust to do like the item conversion. And then you'll have initial tablets here. The tablets are going to be flint tablets. So you will be able to make the flint tablet, and then you'll be able to nap the flint tablet to turn it into something. And that's what mages would be able to do, right? So you'll have 5 flint tablets here that you'll unlock. And then and that's enough to get through, right? Use the new magic chalk system here. get your essence generator, which should be pretty fast, because I'm removing a lot of the... You need, like, a ridiculous amount of enchanted stone, and you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the resource is kind of going away. At least for the magic stations, right? Because now you're just clay forming. You're not putting in obsidian and temporal gears and all this stuff. In the beginning, right? For tier 1 anyways. And then you'll get your arc light furnace, right? And then you'll be able to connect that with the resonator. And then from there, the first half is done for tier 1. And then as soon as you create this, then the second half is going to be, okay, the Spell Forge, the Oculus, the Sanctum. Those are your 3 main things. Because, you know, so you'll have 6 at this point. But, you know, it's compartmentalizing these, so it's gonna flow a lot better. And then the spells that you make for tier 1 are going to be kind of low-hanging fruit, because I have a custom spell list that you'll be able to choose from. And we got to make the dig spell, because I'm gonna give you guys a way to excavate with magic. Definitely had a few cases where the transmute projectile gets caught on corners. Yeah, it kind of does. Cool, sorry for repeating. I missed the first 20 minutes of your stream. No, it's fine. Yeah, it's all good. Oh, so you missed the magic chalk? Like, look at this, right? You could do regular runes, and you're like, you know what? I want to do the Sigil of World Essence. I click it, bam, there it is. All from the magic chalk. I can see what it is. So we can go back into magic rune mode. I can place things down, blah, blah. Oop. No more napping for consumable items. That also means that this right here isn't needed. Also means they missed the potion system. Damn it, Spetsy! There's no potion system. There's nothing. There's nothing like that. Oh, and for the Arclight Furnace, what you'll be able to do is you will be able to burn in tier 1. You will be able to burn rustic compound, right, to get the regular essence ash, and then you will be able to also put in any kind of stone. And the way you put this in, you're not going to have a GUI. It's going to be very much just like this. You're going to physically place things in, and you are also going to like throw things in. Like I'll have it to where you throw it in and it goes into the it's going to look like a brazier, a magic brazier. And then it will start consuming the essence to like mass produce like your stones and stuff. That means when you unlock this, you'll be able to turn regular stone into astrolith, and netherite. And this will also have a chance of every time it crafts, there'll be a chance to give you a primordial fragment and or whatever I deem as a necessary resource, right? So it's rewarding you instead of like the current Crucible that's like, well, the recipe's cheaper over here. So that's that. Let's find someone to raid, because Vice has to literally tuck and roll again. I keep looking at the clock. I'm like, I got a couple minutes. I got a couple minutes. Why not? Who should I raid? Anyone got anyone to suggest? I'll raid someone new. It's a shame I love napping. Yeah, you know what, Oates? Come on, man. Isn't this cool? Don't you like this? It's amazing, Vice. And I love the twinkle in your eye. Thank you, Oates. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. No one, you stay. You don't get to go anywhere, Vice. The Daggett doing software design. Yeah, sure. All right, we'll do it. Meant I like sleeping. All right, let's see here. The Daggett.
It's like...
There we go. A lot of cat pictures right now on that screen. Holy crap. We'll throw it to him. Throw it to him. Making more space junk. Sounds interesting. /raid. Making sure there are no thunderstorms. I want to go swimming too. So after I'm done being an adult, I'm going to hop in the pool, baby. Get a little swimming. Think about what I have to do with the mod next. Boop. There we go. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If you don't like the new Magic Chalk system, say something in Discord. Bring it up in Discord. Get other people talking about it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Adios. See you later. Bye.